play this.
Yeah, she gonna smile.
Hold on. Welcome to Viada's Tiny House Village. I'm here with some new friends in Orlando. Tiny. I'm gonna let them introduce it, but I'm gonna start my new video over again because we missed the beginning. That's my son on top of there. That's my house. Okay, welcome, and this is our introductory video that we're gonna play for you. We're practicing here.
Yes.
I gotta share this first. Okay, share screen. Here we go. Now, the beginning. Here we go. Add more pictures from here. So welcome everybody. Thank you for your patience. And I have two new friends, yay, in the tiny house community in Orlando, Florida. So I'm going to let them introduce themselves and tell you a little bit about, because this is a divine meeting. This is definitely the universe putting people together who are woke, conscious, and alert and ready to do different things. So we're going to let the queen go first, if you don't mind. We'll let the queen go first. Introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about you.
Okay, my name is Shonda. I am a mindfulness facilitator. I live in a city called Grand Blanc, Michigan. I am here in Orlando for vacationing purposes to also get a little self-care in at the same time. I am a co-founder of the self-care company, and I teach people to take care of themselves, spirit, mind, soul, and body. And so I am here doing the exact same thing that I teach other people to practice, and that's self-care.
And that's what tiny house living is all about. You got to take care of yourself. Gardening, all that. Thank you, sister.
Yes.
All right, my brother King, your turn.
My name is Cash. I'm from Flint, Michigan, and I am pretty much an all-around entrepreneur. And I'm here on vacation. Be enlightened and see different things.
And these two are not married, and they'll sleep together. Anything. They're just good friends, good partners. These are partners, right?
Yes.
You're partners, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So how do you enjoy? Is this your first time living in a tiny house?
This is my first time in a tiny home. When I was looking for places to stay in the Orlando area, this tiny home community popped up. And so
it's the only one, really.
Wow. And so what we have been taught in mindfulness is to always be curious. And so when it popped up on the screen, my curiosity said, let me check it out. And so after clicking and scrolling on the pictures, I fell immediately in love. And I chose this particular tiny home because it was called The Getaway. I loved the wood. I loved the stainless steel on the outside. And also it has this really unique swing set out here. And so the pictures is what really drew me in, but I really felt that it was a true getaway space.
Now, is the bed upstairs? The beds are upstairs.
There's 2 beds,
Okay,
yes.
upstairs, which is nice.
Mhm.
I decided if I ever built another tiny house, I would never have a loft because I had to go to the bathroom at night, and it's just too much
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
And, you know, as you get older, it's like just not happening with the stairs.
Yeah.
But I think young people and people who are flexible and able they enjoy the stairs for now
Yes.
because you have more room downstairs, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And honestly, going up and down the stairs is not really a bother because there is some form of exercise.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
sitting out here, you just want to lay down. You know, you may want to just sit and relax. And so having to go up and down the stairs, you know, it still invites the movement that we are looking
I
for.
totally get that because you want to be moving and eating less.
Yes.
That's my philosophy about health. Eat less, move more.
Yes.
And so that is a great attitude. Attitude is everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's that you get an exercise going
Yeah.
up and down those stairs.
Absolutely.
And then I like exercise like walking in nature, doing
Yes.
things, and I do yoga in nature and walking in nature. I
Yes.
love to swim. And they
Yes.
can have the stair. You can have the stairs for exercise inside
Yes.
when you get bored, right?
Absolutely.
So, what about you? How are you enjoying your tiny house experience?
It is different. I've really only seen it, I guess I could say, on like TV and different things. So when I saw it, I'm like, oh, this is really cool. You know, I'm a big nature person, a big fitness guy. So things like this and basically disconnecting yourself from the city is pretty important. I like things like that.
So, what do you do to stay fit when you're at home?
I work out 5 days a week.
Ooh, doing what?
Everything.
Okay, okay.
I'm a martial artist as well. So
Get outta
in
here.
some way, I'm active in some way every day.
Okay, so how do I get rid of any flab under here? What is your suggestion?
Well, in order to lose,
This is triceps, right?
yeah, triceps is back
Biceps here,
biceps.
triceps, right?
And then
So
there's
what do I do to get I know how to do the build up this, but what is your suggestion to build up
the
the
tricep.
muscles under here?
Well, there are actually 2 different muscles in the tricep. You have the long head and the short head. The same way with the bicep.
Let's show
And-
yours.
and they're
okay,
and
good.
they're
looking,
different.
looking good.
And the different muscles. There are different exercises you can
Can we
use.
see that? You can use this arm.
Use this arm. It's
Yeah.
closer.
Okay, there we go.
So there are
Yes.
different muscles in the tricep that you can use. You can activate basically with different exercises.
Okay.
And it's pretty much anything that puts tension. So, like for example, in the gym when I do triceps, you've ever seen the ropes that are attached to the cables that they pull down. It's basically you want to minimize any other movement with your body and only activate that particular muscle. So it's basically any movement from here to here stimulates the triceps, or any movement from here to here. It's all about your form.
Okay.
Basically,
Okay.
the better you are with your form, you feel that you get that mind muscle connection to activate those different muscles.
Okay, I like that. Okay, that is great advice for all you fitness folks out there, and for me. I'm trying to stay fit. My dad was an athlete, and I'm carrying on his legacy. He lived to be 95 years old,
Ooh, wonderful.
and so we're going to have a banquet next month in his honor in
Yeah.
Chicago to develop scholarships for athletes. So yeah, I'm all about
Nice.
fitness,
That's great.
and swimming's my favorite. If I had a pool all the time, I had a pool for a whole year and a half at the ashram I lived in. I was in there often, as long as the water temperature was right. So
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing that.
No
Our
problem.
viewers need that. In my tiny house village, we are developing friends like this
Yeah.
who can help us stay fit, who can help us grow gardens, and who want to live in smaller spaces.
Yes.
So, my sister,
Yes.
what is your goal for how do you live right now? What's your living
So
situation?
right now
at
I
home?
live in a 1,400 square foot apartment, and it has tons of space, but even that is too much space. Because I notice the bigger the space, the more you add stuff to fill it. And I'm really working on being more minimalistic. And so, so sometimes a 2-bedroom, the size that I have, you just want to fill up every every space, but really we don't need all of that. We take on so much stuff, and then things get cluttered, and then we're constantly cleaning out clutter, and I just want to be able to enjoy the space. So coming here, I was now able to visualize how could I actually live in a much smaller space. And really, if I got rid of all of the clothes and the shoes that I have, I'm able to do it.
Wow, that's a great
I'm able,
testimony.
yeah.
Be honest.
Get rid of the stuff,
Let's
like
be
you
honest.
don't need 25 pairs of jeans. You
Yeah.
don't
Oh
need
my
all of
goodness.
this. It's just too much accumulation of things. And so this tiny home just showed me, continue to do the process of elimination. And your mindset shifts too. Just being here, for the time we have been already, I just said, wow, I don't even want to go back.
Wow, I know. And the reason you don't need all those clothes and shoes, to me, is your lifestyle changes.
Yes.
You're not going a whole lot of fancy places anymore. You're
Right.
spending more time in nature.
Yes.
You're gardening. You're having meetings with people in your
Yes.
neighborhood. Your lifestyle changes.
Yes.
So I'm
Mhm.
with you on that. Shoes, I don't need a lot of clothes. I wear the
Yes.
same clothes almost every week.
Yeah. And even
So-
like in here, it has a small refrigerator. When you're in your
Yes,
apartment,
yes.
your homes, the refrigerators are massive. So you feel
Right.
like you got to
Fill
fill
it up.
yeah.
That's right.
And look, we for breakfast we had he had his banana and a little snack and something to drink, and I was able to have like this little fruit, cheese and meat tray that was it's like a tiny plate, just like the
Mhm.
tiny house,
Mhm.
and I feel satisfied.
Wow, good.
Yeah.
And see, I'm into intermittent fasting.
Mhm.
Not that I need to lose weight, but when you're not eating for morning, your body's healing. So I'm really trying to promote that on my blog talk show. Every Friday morning, I do health and well-being with Beata for 2 hours. I have some amazing guests. I'll send you the link.
Okay.
And intermittent fasting, I've learned, is not only good for losing weight, but also healing whatever disease you might have, because you're practicing discipline.
Yes.
For one.
Yes.
Some people are used to getting up in the morning, having eggs and bacon and toast and all these huge pancakes and all that.
Yeah.
I start off with warm lemon water. I put some ginger powder and sometimes turmeric and cayenne for my circulation. I don't have anything after that until maybe close to noon. I might have to make a smoothie.
Yes.
Blueberries, strawberry, all your antioxidants.
Yes.
You fill up your smoothie with coconut oil or coconut pieces, green food, spinach.
Yeah.
You do once your body has begun this healing process, you want to help it along.
Yes.
So you put in the very light foods, not heavy food, and then noontime I might have some solid foods.
Yeah.
Like a salad. I might bring salad nuts. I like Brazil nuts.
Yes.
And my almond milk. I make my own almond milk.
Wow.
Because it's easy. You just soak the almonds. Soak the almonds overnight. And I usually throw in macadamia nuts because they make it a little creamier. You soak those overnight, and then you peel the almonds, put them in a blender, and you add whatever flavors. Like I put lots of dates in there because it's sweet, really sweetens it up nicely.
Yeah.
And maybe one fig, and then I'll add cinnamon.
Okay.
Cinnamon, vanilla flavoring, and that's it. You could add more.
Yeah,
You could put in whatever flavors you like, but that's your almond milk. It lasts for good 3 days. Then it'll start maybe smelling a little different, but you can still probably. But 3 days, you make enough for 3 days, and you don't have to buy store-bought almond milk, which is full of additives.
Yeah.
That you really don't need. Plus, the almonds are dead.
Yeah.
When you soak your almonds, you got live food. And I teach a lot about live food and microbiome. So yeah, we're learning a lot. Isn't it exciting?
It is. And what you talked about too is what I talk about with self-care is mindful eating. Being consciously aware of portion size, as well as what's on the plate, and not just what's on the plate. eating it with gratitude and
Oh, I
and
love
being
this one.
being grateful for the process of the food, how it came from the garden, how it came from, whatever place it came from, to being in the stores, and
Yes,
all of the
yes,
labor and the work that it took just so that you can go and purchase that item. And so
absolutely.
bringing it to your table with appreciation. And so that's how I try to eat for years. I started practicing mindful eating because there was just times in Michigan. Cash and I can attest to this. You go to a restaurant, your whole plate is just filled, and you're like, I can't eat all of that.
Doggy bag.
But the mind tells you, because a lot of us grew up, you had to eat everything what was on the plate, or
Because China,
yeah,
people are starving.
yeah, they're starving in China. And it showed that you were showing gratitude, but really they were just teaching you to become gluttonous. And so out of that became obesity issues. And we are, African American people, and we know that we do have these struggles.
Diabetes.
Yeah,
And all of that.
because we're over
Diet-based. And
consuming.
emotional
Yeah,
stress. It's
yeah.
A lot of it is stress.
Yeah, and we're consuming so many calories beyond what we really need. And so
I love
you
that.
mentioned that. So yeah, I never eat all of my food.
Right.
I just say I eat until I feel satisfied, and then I'm done.
That's a smart
Yeah.
way to do it. Now, where can people connect with you? On Facebook?
You can connect with me on Facebook at Shonda Jack, or on TikTok at Shonda Talk Self Care.
That's spelled Shonda.
SHONDA.
Oh, easy.
And then I'm also on Instagram with the same videos, because they're longer. You get the full length of the video on Instagram at Shonda Talk Self Care.
Okay. Do you have a link for your fitness information?
Facebook? I'm not actually on the social media. Okay. Oh, I am, but I'm not into fitness. I'm more like I do it more privately. But okay. I have a few friends I'm around a lot of people who are martial arts are kind of similar to me.
Okay.
Who kind of are into personal training. I've been thinking about getting into it, but
okay, when you're ready, we'll share this video to your link. Now, I got to ask you about your tattoos.
Oh,
because the first video on my channel was from a beautiful woman who bought my tiny house.
Yeah.
And from Brazil.
Yes.
She had this beautiful tattoo on her back.
Yes.
I stayed out at her farm one time, and I said, I got to make a video on why you made this tattoo.
Yes.
And it's a tattoo of Africa. She's from Brazil. She went to Africa, and she had such an emotional experience that she put a tattoo of Africa on her back. And it's beautiful. You can go to the channel here and see that video.
Okay.
And I was so impressed as to why she put that tattoo on. So in the Christian community, we have so many prejudices and misunderstandings about tattoos. So I'm asking everyone who happens to come on my channel. And I had another brother over here who lived over here who I did a video on. He also had a tattoo, and he had just the most beautiful testimony about it. So I want to know what motivated you. Can we see that? Let's get up close. What motivated you to put tattoos on your arm?
Oh, I've always had a tattoo appreciation.
Okay.
Because I saw tattoos as another form of art. And I began growing up as a child, up into adulthood. I was in that religious community, and they had so many issues about people putting tattoos on their bodies. So, needless to say, because I learned that I have to do what feels good to me. And I could no longer live according to other people's standards of myself. And so I took my freedom back. And so a part of my freedom was I was going to go get that tattoo, and I was going to put it as big as I wanted it to be. And my tattoos are very symbolic to me. I have a couple of sunflowers. I have a string of pearls. I have the sun and moon. I also have a black rose. And so they're all meaningful.
Conscious tattoos.
And I considered this arm to be my spiritual arm. It was on the left side. And so I used these tattoos as reminders that I was sacred, my body was sacred,
You can make me
and
cry.
that
It's so beautiful.
it didn't matter what other people said about who I was, the tattoos that I had. I felt great with the woman I've become. So
And
I
I
have
love the
about
color in the hair.
Thank
I'm
you.
looking for purple myself. I'm
so I
trying
have
to
about 17 of them
17 what?
tattoos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
On
out
your
of
thigh, I see.
yeah, I have two on my thighs. But
Mhm.
as a result of this,
Mhm.
I created a Facebook group. It's called Black Women Love Tattoos.
Oh my goodness.
On
I
there,
gotta get some of
there
them
is
on
over 400 members
Wow.
on the group. And the intention for that group was to celebrate Black women, women of color who connected with our love of tattoos. And so the women place pictures of their tattoos. I put images of tattoos that I find inspiring, and they're able to share freely their artwork and talk about what motivated them to get that art.
See, this is no accident that I ran across this brother first, and then he
Yes.
brought her. Oh my goodness, that is so beautiful.
Yeah.
Because the reality about tattoos, this is a sacred temple.
Yeah.
And if you have that thought 1st,
hmm
then what you put on the sacred temple should be consciously
Yes.
done.
Yes.
Not just throwing any
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse on here
Yeah.
bullshit.
Random
excuse
stuff.
my friend. Random stuff. Thank you. It should be really thought
Yeah.
out, don't you think? Do you
Yeah.
have any tattoos?
I do not.
Okay.
But I believe tattoos are
Artwork.
Yes.
Artwork.
They're
Yeah.
sacred,
So
they're
you're
culture.
the first person who really expressed it comprehensively and thoroughly
Thank
about
you.
what this means to put
Yeah.
art on your body.
Yeah.
And I keep telling people if I put anything in, I put the Tetragrammaton Yod He Vav He Yahweh, because that's the name I live and walk with. And I'm actually anchoring the presence of Yahuwah in my house, and it's so peaceful.
Yes.
So yes,
Yeah.
meaning,
Yeah.
consciousness that's what
Mhm.
tattoos are all about.
And because they become a part of me, I forget that I have them.
Yeah.
And it's
And you're
not
not
until
going to hell for it.
no, and it's not until someone says, "I love your tattoos," and I say, "Oh, thank you. I forgot I had
It's like
them."
I love your skin.
Yeah, they became a part of me.
Wow, that's
But
beautiful.
yeah, I love tattoo art. Now the older I'm getting, I'm 47 years old. They do hurt.
Do they?
The older you get, yeah, they do
Oh.
hurt. So the pain tolerance now is not as high as it used to be, but I do want to get 2 more.
I've
Yeah.
never heard that they
Yeah.
cause pain
They
as you get older.
do as you get older.
So that's a good thing to know when
Yeah.
before you decide to do it.
Yeah.
And do you think it'll go away, or what do you think the cause of that is? Just your skin's changing?
I just think the skin gets thin, you know,
Okay.
and then some areas now become more sensitive.
Okay.
I have one right here in my sternum.
Uh-huh.
And most people would have thought like, oh, that one should have been the most painful. But actually the one on my foot was the most painful. I had my shoes on now.
Okay.
That was the most painful.
Okay.
It was right on the bone, you know.
Okay.
And then also, you know, the tattoo artist, you know, it depends on how heavy-handed they are, the needle choices that they use,
Right.
and the ink. And so,
It's made with.
and a lot of people, and I have to make this disclaimer when it comes to tattoos, when you go to places that aren't predominantly African American, they don't really know how to tattoo African American because our skin is different.
Mhm.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, so
Very
you have to, when you
interesting.
go in to interview that tattoo artist, you want to make sure that they know how to tattoo melanated
Darker skin.
Yeah.
There's an art to tattooing
Yes.
darker skin.
Yes,
I
even
am
with
learning
colors.
so much today.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Even with colors, and some
Yeah.
colors, they may look vibrant for about a day or 2 or 7 days, and then it'll fade away.
Like white.
Yeah.
Is a tattoo that a color that we can get on our skin.
Yeah,
But it's not widely advertised.
right.
Okay.
Yeah. So
That's good to know.
Mhm.
Thank you so
You
much.
are so welcome.
I'm gonna have to retitle this video because
but
all
it's
these
self-care.
surprises.
It's self-care. When I go
Self-care,
and get
yeah.
a tattoo, I do it for self-care.
Okay.
Yeah. it really makes me feel
Now, are
good.
there any places on your body that would be less painful in the future? Do you think? How long have you had
I've had these now for some of these for about 5 years.
these? Okay, and when did they
Um,
start becoming painful?
I'm gonna say when I got this one done.
Oh,
That was the last one,
okay.
and that was painful. Um,
Was
and
it a
then
different artist that did that one?
yeah, but I went to him because he's used to tattooing darker skin,
Okay.
even though he's non-black, you know.
But then when did so the pain started with this one and all the other ones too?
They weren't as painful.
Oh,
Yeah, they weren't as painful.
so maybe something this artist did
I
could
just
have
my
caused
skin
them.
changed. I
Well, but
changed.
why aren't these painful?
Because I got these, and it also could be maybe the mindset I was in at the time.
Mhm.
You know, if like with meditation, if you're on autopilot, if you're high stressed, you know, maybe I wasn't as relaxed. So those things come into play as well.
Yeah.
Because when
Okay.
you go
Okay.
sit in a tattoo chair,
Yeah.
you want to
be a
be as
little-
relaxed as possible. But the moment they turn that machine on, you know, sometimes your anxiety kick in.
And it's a sensitive area.
And it's sensitive, yeah. So
I am just flabbergasted with all this knowledge you just left on us. Oh, thank
Yeah.
you so much. So
Thank you.
we are really thankful. I'm really thankful today for meeting these two beautiful souls, and I hope you've enjoyed this conversation. You have any last words for Orlando? This is a global platform, you know.
Mm.
So what do you have to say to the world? 2022. What would you say are some of the most important things we should prioritize in 2022 from your experience and knowledge?
It is. There's a lot of different aspects to life. You know, you have financial, you have your health, and then you have your beliefs, your mentality. And personally, financially wise, it's like 80% of Americans don't have $1,000 in a bank account. Paying yourself before you pay your bills is a number one thing. A lot of people don't do
Okay.
that. They forget to do that.
Yeah,
And it is your lifestyle, your health is your longevity.
right.
So personally, I think, you know, everyone should take more of an interest into that, into health, lifestyle, and basically reading knowledge, learning not just what the history books tell you, because most of it's lies, but having an interest in other cultures, other people,
Yeah.
because then you can put the pieces together.
Right, right.
So then you can take, okay, this really happened, and basically build the truth for yourself.
yes.
Because there's a lot of misinformation out there. Even with fitness, saving money, everything, there's a lot of misinformation. And like with the use of social media now, people are able to discover and connect with people in places that they wouldn't before. Like you mentioned, the lady that went to Africa. People from Brazil normally, or they're actually from Africa. So they have a spiritual connection to Africa.
Or they have Native American heritage.
Because I do as well.
Yeah,
So
we all do.
yeah, the Native American heritage is really strong with me,
Yeah,
and so is my African heritage. So
yeah.
people from Jamaica,
And you probably got
Caribbean,
some
all that.
Irish in there too, you know? 'Cause the
Potentially, yeah.
Irish were mixing with Native American women all the time in the
Mhm.
last few hundred years.
I actually have in my family we're actually traced back to Africa from one side, and the other side is all the same Native American tribe, and they're all from the same area.
Isn't that something?
Yes.
See, my thing is we need to take back our land. Our land was stolen
Yes.
from our
Yes.
ancestors. Forget
Yes.
about me. I'm not interested in reparations. Just
No.
give me
Right.
my land
And sovereignty.
that you stole.
Yeah.
Make us
Yeah.
a sovereign
so I
nation.
could put a tiny house on it.
Yeah.
And a tiny house community
There
on my
we
land.
go. There we go. We got all like mind. We just met and we all like mind.
Yeah.
The universe is connecting people like us together. So what would you tell people in 2022, other than like you just said, getting the land and putting
Yes.
a tiny house on it? What would you advise people to start really focusing on in 2022?
I would say to focus on making yourself a priority and understanding that taking care of yourself is not selfish. And doing that, again, if you need to take a trip, if you need to go away for a few days, if you need to just be in quiet for a few days, just making yourself a priority no matter what it is, I would like to say that's my, that's my gift to you. What you should do, continue to do in 2022.
100%, 100. I totally agree. In other words, de-stress.
Yes.
Stress is the killer.
Yeah.
So we're just having a conversation about what it's like, what it means to de-stress, and how you need people in your life to support you and have conversations. In other words, my favorite saying is fly. First, love yourself. Everybody, let's fly, let's fly, let's fly. So thank you all for joining us. Thank you, brother and sister, for sharing your life with us. And we're gonna let's make this go viral, because you just had some real golden nuggets dropped here, and you want to share this with everybody. So we're gonna play our farewell video again. Let's see, where are we? I'm gonna go backwards. Give me a minute to the cows and all. I'm new at this, so all right, everybody, we love you and thank you for being here with us.